For the past few weeks, we've been getting emails from my dear friend Mike Cohn regarding the spillover habit for stories. And I thought we would continue in this series with the next email. So it says, for the past few weeks, I've been writing about the problem of habitual spillover, when a team routinely rolls over unfinished work from sprint to sprint. So far, we've talked about why spillover happens and why it's a problem. Plus, we've given you steps to start a reduction in your team's spillover. This week, let's share ways to break your team's rollover habit. We can start curb their enthusiasm. Sometimes teams miss their goals, and that's okay. Sometimes teams miss when they aim high and fall a little short. Don't try to fix those teams, celebrate their effort. Other times, teams miss because they just hit a run of bad luck for a handful of sprints. Again, no need to intervene there. In the next episode, we'll talk about, well, not next episode, but in the next email, we'll talk about what to do with unfinished work that results from either of these first two scenarios. Most often, though, teams miss because they're overly optimistic about what they can achieve. They plan each sprint on a best case scenario. If you think this could be your team, in the next sprint planning meeting, try asking questions like these. What could go wrong that could cause the team to miss their goal? What has to go right in order to achieve this ambitious goal? These questions can help a team see risky assumptions they're making about how easy the planned work will or will not be. Drastically undercommit is also an issue. If these kinds of questions don't help the team make more realistic guesses about what they can accomplish, you might have to resort to drastically reducing what the team can commit to achieving. So at the next sprint planning meeting, encourage the team to truly undercommit. I do this on purpose. I do this with my teams all the time. So Mike, what I do is I tell them, take 10 points, knowing that any team alive can potentially do 10 points. And what that does is it forces them to say they're finished. And I'm like, that's incredible. You did a fantastic job. Go get a head start on the first item in the next sprint. And if they finish it, they pull it in. And what this does is over the course of 2 or 3 sprints, it helps the team realistically see what they can do as opposed to being super optimistic. So the team may push back on this. They're used to filling up their sprint and will be optimistic that they can get a lot more done than the items they've chosen. Don't give in. When team members push back, remind them that if they run out of work to do, they can always start on the first item in the next sprint. Thank you so much, Mike. But hold firm that no work will come into the sprint until the sprint goal for this sprint is achieved and all the work planned into the sprint is complete. Then you can go get a head start on those first items. You'll likely need to have a talk with the product owner prior to sprint planning so they can be prepared to hear that the team is ready to start work on a first item in a subsequent sprint, and that may mean adjustments to future sprints. The goal in undercommitting is to let the team feel like what it's like to add work to get a head start on an item in a first item in the next sprint, as opposed to adding work into the sprint or dropping work from the current sprint. After they feel this, they'll likely want to feel it again and again. Encourage the team to plan a bit more work into the next few sprints until they get close to meeting their goal, and then they end up rolling over again. Incorporate the enthusiasm curbing questions as needed, but make sure you understand that habitual spillover is a hard habit to break. As most of us who make New Year's resolutions at the beginning of 2025 have rediscovered by now old habits die hard, sometimes you have to take drastic action to realize lasting results and succeed with Agile. Part of this is making sure that you need to help the team understand that undercommitting is not a crime, especially in the early sprints, and that they need to establish a velocity based on true size and not time-based estimates. And if they can pool all that together, that's going to help them with better forecasting, better estimating, and better planning. And they will be successful, Mike. I 100% agree. That's going to do it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have a topic you want us to discover or talk about, learn more at AgileDad.com. We'd love to hear from you. Thanks again, Mike, for your inspiring email. And as always, we encourage you to stay healthy, stay well, and stay agile, my friends. Until next time, do take care.